Okay, so I am going to be resining the kitchen countertops, and it's never a right time to do it. It's really windy. Now that is a bit of my countertop, which I had stored underneath here to stop it from getting wet, and I stored it on here. Excuse how mucked up it is at the moment, but yes, so the wind was so strong it got underneath there and blew this up against there. If I start resining things and it gets blown up in the middle when the resin's on it like that, it's going to ruin it. But hey, look at this effect. So the other day I came out and resined the top of this and it got wet, and it looks like a really cool marble effect. It actually looks really good. I really like it. Now, I'm not sure whether I should do something like that on the top and deliberately put water on it. I'm not quite sure. You know what, I am going to do that. Maybe. Right, so I'm going to attempt to resin it anyway. That's the bottom, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I'm picking underneath this boat, so it might have some shelter from the winds. Now what I'm going to do is, the water might end up running down this middle line, so I'm going to have to push the pallet over a bit. I mean, there's only so much preparation and thought you can put into avoiding the water and the drips if it rains, but we'll just see what happens. So I am going to get a spirit level and try and level this out. You know what, I've seen it before, water doesn't come down this far, it drips off before it gets there. I'm going to try and level this pallet out with stones as much as possible, just so the resin lays flat at least, and then I am going to dump some resin on it. Okay, spirit leveled out to as much as I could be bothered to do. I keep on dropping it at different angles. Yeah, what's that? Yeah, see, the bubble was like well off then, like stuck down there, and then I think it's alright, it's okay. Ish. So, I'm going to resin the top, and I've left the sink bit in there, because if I try and do some sort of effect, which I am going to try and do, we'll see what happens, then I need the top to be in there so it goes all the way over that top. But the problem is the resin's so thick, I'm going to have to, after I've done the effect, lift the top out and put it on the side, because I don't want the resin to go down and get stuck and stick both parts of the wood together. So let's go mix up some resin. I think I'm going to do blue, black and white. I'm not really sure. I'm just going to make it up as I go along. Right, the donut. I just realised if I am going to do it as a long pattern, I need that to be next to this, because they run on from each other. Right, I think I have it level now, which is good. I've got one leading on from the other. I have left a bit of a gap, so the idea is to kind of trail it over there. I'm going to do black with blue into black, and then I might see how it looks. I'll probably get carried away with it and start swirling some patterns in or something. But we will see. I'm going to have to mix up quite a lot, so I might have to use my new resin that I've never used before. Okay, I've got 800 millilitres in here, or nearly 900, because there was a bit of black left in the bottom from the other day when I was painting. So yes, it's about 800 millilitres in there. Now I brought it inside just so I can heat gun it and mix it, and then do the black. Hopefully, I'm thinking the hotter it is, the more viscose it is. Is that what like liquidy it is going to be? And then also the bubbles hopefully will be able to come out of it easier. But obviously it's going to cool down quite quickly when it gets outside because of the wind howling away. But hopefully if I just pour it on, this should be okay. I don't know, we'll find out. Let's go, let's ruin another bit of wood. Right, I'm gonna have to do this off camera, but I'm just gonna heat gun it and stir it as we go. Okay, that should be all stirred in. It looks quite black. I hope I put enough pigment in. We will see. Let's go and pour this. Yay! I need a brush. I think this brush is there. Oh, it's gonna rain. Right, okay, so the idea is to have I want black in the corners. Let's go. So I wasn't going to pour black all over. I was going to just do, maybe I should start from the other side. I'm stuck underneath this boat. I can't believe that's used 800 mils already, look. I think I'm going to have to, what I'm going to do is brush it. Oh, it's getting to the sides. Okay, I'm going to have to manage this. Right, I'm going to need some more black, I definitely think so. So I've just come in to mix a bit more up, get the pigment in there. Don't need much of this black pigment. Well, we'll see when it's dry, won't we? But yeah, I mean, I'm just winging it as I go. So I'm just going to heat gun this and stir it. Right, it's even quite steamy, but it's nice and thin and quite steamy. So this should pour really nicely. Right, so I can see spots forming where it's either not thick enough or that is rain or moisture that's coming through. But we will see. So I'm just going to pour some more on. Hopefully the weather doesn't ruin this. It does every time. Weather ruins everything for me all the time. I took ages straightening this out. I can feel the wind being so strong, blowing rain underneath here. Really quite annoying. Right, so now for the blue. And for the blue, I'm gonna, you probably shouldn't mix resins, but I haven't got enough of the old resin, so I'm gonna have to use this new resin. My camera's all really sticky. I get really excited when I do resin, yeah? But I wish I could do it in like a controlled environment, which was like indoors. I can't pour resin in here because it would go everywhere. It's gonna rain. And the wind, it's started to rain, I can feel it. It's getting blown through the door here. And if it's getting blown through the door there, it's going to be blown straight underneath that boat where I'm trying to seek shelter. But it just so happens that today the wind's coming from the direction which is going to be screwed, basically. So instead of me panicking, trying to rush, because basically, here's my part A and B resin for adding the blue pigment, and and I had resin all over my hands trying to take this top off outside. Now I've taken my gloves off because I've got resin all over the gloves. Because basically the top, not the top, but say you unscrew the top off the resin, there's a little beading ring of plastic. So I took the top off, took the plastic stopper out, and then like you get in the top of bottles, just like any bottle, you know, you open like a bottle of water here, you've got that white, see the white ring below it? I left that on the resin while I was pouring the resin in, and the white ring fell into this bucket of resin when I was pouring it, and so I had to fish it out with the gloves on, had resin all over my gloves. Then I tried to unscrew the top of this pigment to pour some pigment in, and yeah, of course, with gloves on, resin all over my hands. Oh, that's fine. That's come off straight away. Okay, look, so sod's law, yeah, the one I want to use, I went to undo the top. Look, and I was like, I've got gloves on, sticky fingers. How am I going to get that seal out? And I picked up stones along the way because my glove was covered in resin because I was pulling that out. I can't let water get in here. I can feel rain coming on the back of my neck right now. The wind is really strong today. I'm gonna have to protect it. Yes, I'm just coming here to chill out, take my time with taking the tops off the colours that I need and to check they actually work. And then just slowly mix it and go out there, and I'll find that the whole thing's soaked in water, I bet you. It's raining sideways. Right, I've tapped my pigment in there. I've got two colours of blue. So I went for the dark blue, which I think is a little bit too dark against the black. And then I mixed some lighter blue in. That was a little bit too light for my liking, so hopefully we'll get something in between. Now I'm not sure, this lighter blue, actually both of them look like they could be slightly shimmery, which I'm not particularly keen on. But we will have to see what is what with that. And I don't know whether to mix these blue in really well and then just pour a bit of white in, or I don't know whether to do white later, because I wanted to do white as well. I'll just put my little finger in with the big finger hole of the glass. So I'm going to sort that out, and then I'm going to give it a stir. Right, so I'm going to give this a stir, and then I'm going to heat gun it again. Ooh, the powder's going all over the sides. So I'm not sure how much I need to pour in here, and I'm not sure entirely, because it's not a colour pigment and it's a powder, if it's going to stay translucent. I want it to be a solid colour. Might need more resin, you know. This is the new stuff. This is a lot thinner than the stuff I was originally using. That's mixed quite nicely. I think it's translucent though. I think I'm going to have to try and get black to cover the whole of that bottom. Right, let's get some heat going. It looks really cool. Yeah, so that looks really cool. I think I'm gonna have to add a bit more pigment in there, because I can see bubbles in this liquid, which means it's translucent, which is quite cool. which also means shit, powder's going everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to be a bit cheeky now. Because this is looking so cool. Was that more dark or more light that I just put in? I really like this. I bet you see the wood underneath, which is what I don't want. I really like this. I think what I'm going to have to do is try and spread the black out all along the bottom, just in case this is translucent. It's really cool. I may regret this, what I'm just doing now. This is neon glow in the dark. Do this, blues and greens. I might regret this. So I put a green neon, glow in the dark, and then 2 blues. I'm not sure how it's going to look in the dark, because I put loads of the other pigment in, so I'm not sure if it would even glow. But we will see, we will see. Right, let me just get some of that heat on it again. Okay, I'm going to go and pour it, but first of all I'm going to see if I can spread out the black. Yeah, and I need to change this battery on this camera. These batteries last about 2 minutes. Okay, so I tried to spread the black over as much as possible, but it's getting spots in it, so it's not thick enough. So I'm going to have to, just trying to protect this blue from the wind. Yeah, I'm going to have to mix up some more black. So I'm going to use maybe most of that resin there. And then I'm just going to have to heat gun it quickly and pour it on. I've got another pair of gloves ruined as well. I mean, they're disposable, but I wanted to be able to use them for a bit of time, not just 2 minutes. Okay, let's go in, take this in and mix it. Look how windy it is. Yeah, if it rains, well, it is raining slightly, but if it rains, all of that moisture and droplets is going to get blown straight underneath onto the resin. But when is a good time? It's never a good time to do anything. And I kind of wanted to put the blue on. I can't mix it with the paintbrush in there as well. I'm gonna have to. Whoa, this is so thick. Yeah, I can see the difference. The it's really thick. I'm gonna have to take these gloves. No, I can't. Everything is gonna have resin all over it, including this GoPro. And I have to stand here to try and stop the water from going. Just mixing it with the brush. Okay, that's really softened up now, so I'm going to just add a tiny bit more black pigment. Meanwhile, my blue is probably sitting there just going really bad or something. We're gonna have to move out of the way now because I don't want black resin to go on. So windy. I might even need to make more black up. Right, I'm going to put the blue on. I don't know, you see all these spots here? I don't know if the wood's going to show through. I don't know what's going to happen to those. Need to be careful with the wind as well, and I can see flies on here already, man. I might have to make some more black up. I'm going to put blue on. Yeah, let's just get the blue on. Let's see what happens. Blue doesn't look as good now. Tell a lie. It looks absolutely awesome. More black. Looking pretty good. It would be really cool as like an orange-red fire. It's almost like a marble effect, so I think I'm going to get some white in there, but I do need to mix up some more black to go on here pronto. Right, more black, more black. Ooh, it's really... Tell you what, it's really thick without heat going in. Yep. think that should be good now. Yeah, it's smoking. Can you see the smoke? Right, so let's pour some more black on. And then I think I'm going to try and put some white on it. My hair's getting blown everywhere. Right, going to get some more black on. Just because there is some holes right around here. Just not, I don't think it's thick enough. I don't want to get any holes. Yeah, around here as well. And here. Right, this black might mix up more. I want it all over the edge, like literally. Right, as the day goes on, I'm getting even more windswept. We're going orange. We are going orange. The orange is a go. Orange is a go. Right, I don't know if you can see that. We are going the dark orange, a lighter orange, and 2 types of glow-in-the-dark neon orange, which I don't even know if they're going to actually do anything, but I don't know how much to put in. But we're trying it. I know orange is going to look really good. It's going to look fire, man. Yeah, we got some nice, decent pigments there. Sort of orange. I just need to make sure that when I mix it, I do it slowly, because I was mixing it fast and powder ended up going everywhere. I don't know how glow in the dark it will be. You probably end up, yeah, the black pigment, the other resin, ends up rising to the top and covering everything that I did above time. Okay, the orange is ready. Oh, I need to heat some. Yeah, we got some nice different bits of orange there. Right, let's go and do this. I get so excited by this. I don't know if I've got stuff all over my camera lens or if it's... You know what, yeah, black seems to be taking over this blue area. I'm going to start pouring on the orange. So I want it going across the whole top. That's not. It's orange, so I'd hoped it would be. Not quite worked out how I'd imagine it. So Okay, it's done it again. That wrinkle thing fell off. I should have learned from the first time and took another pair of gloves that just got resin all over them. They're now going to go everywhere else. Right, I'm going to do white now. And I'm going to do white, I think, down the bottom of each of them. I think. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about how much black there is in the middle. There's quite a lot of black. I don't know, I'm going to do white down the bottom. Definitely white down the bottom and see where we go from there. Right, so I'm going to put white down the bottom line here, the front, and the back as well. I don't know how it's going to look, but I think it'll be okay. I don't know how much you're going to see at this point, because I seem to have resin everywhere because of the thing dropping in here and getting all over my gloves. And then I have to hold the GoPro, do you know what I mean? So it's difficile. Whoa, maybe it's a bit too much. Shit's gone everywhere. It's the wind. I hope this... it's too much. I think it's too much. Too much white. Not sure how this is playing now. I don't know, it was looking marbly and now it's not. It does look marbly over this side. I think maybe it's because I left this for longer. Do I make up more blue? I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it as it is. Might get the heat gun out here. Yeah, I might get the heat gun out here and blast it with the heat gun. I think. Then I need to lift that up. Okay, so I've been heat gunning it. And it's kind of messed it up a bit because I liked the marbly effect it was getting, but I wanted to try and take some of the bubbles out. Now there is bits, like there's a bit on the surface there. I'm gonna have to try and get out with tweezers. I can't help it, but the wind is blowing bits and pieces, so I'll just have to do the best I can. I am going to attempt to pull this out now because that's the centre bit for the sink. So I'm going to pull that out now, hopefully, see what happens. Now, there's bits of the side of the woods that aren't getting covered. They were covered and I made sure I poured more, unfortunately white, because it's all I had left, over the side, and it's getting drips. It's covered here, okay. Here it's not covered, okay. And then again here it's not covered, okay. The other side's pretty good. I think what I should have maybe done is put some sort of lining underneath, because it seems to be touched. Oh no, because there it's touching the wood and it's not covered it. I don't know, but I'm confused in that, so I'm going to now attempt to remove this top. Which is impossible. I might have to move the whole top and try and get underneath. Yeah, or get a screwdriver or something to prise it up. Yes, it's the resin's sticking it really hard. I could try and push it from the bottom. Actually, can I get a finger underneath there? I'm going to have to get something underneath it, I think. Okay, I have a chisel. Whoa. Just resin everywhere. Yes. Nice, nice, nice. 100% nice. Look at that. That's awesome. This is absolutely awesome. It's cool. It's just some areas you can see the wood still. I'm gonna have to have a think. I can see the wood on that corner. I don't know why it's not going over there. Right, I'm going to spend some time going with this heat gun again. Just need to make sure this cable, and I'm not dragging it around too much and kicking up dust. Right, now I can see. This all looks pretty good. It's the other side. I need to go around the other side. Right, I'm going around with tweezers, trying to constantly pick bits off of the top. And you know what I'm going to do? I've actually put so much resin on here, it's unbelievable. I'm going to put more on because the orange has completely disappeared. And I really liked the orange effect. So I really don't know what happens to it. But all of the orange has pretty much disappeared. Doesn't make much sense, so I'm going to make up some more. Right, I put quite a lot of pigment in that, so hopefully it will be okay. I'm not sure where to put it now. So I don't know if it's sliding off the edge. Which side does it go from there? Slide. Yeah, it just doesn't look orange. Don't want it too much. That's what happened last time. I don't think it's I just don't think the pigment's that strong in the orange. Okay, it's Saturday. It's early in the morning. I've got the camera facing this way. So I've gone to check out the resin. Now, big reveal. This is not a finished final product, but this is what it's looking like. I don't know if you can pick up the nice shimmer in all of the blue. The black might be hard to pick up on the camera, but it's looking pretty good. I don't know if you can see, but the top is not 100% flat. It's kind of little ripply where areas have sunk down slightly. So I might actually, this is the one time I might actually do some research online and have a look to see how people finish resin tops. It looks a bit, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But there's a slight bit in the corner there that went a bit weird where you can still see the wood. I'm not sure why that happened, because the amount of resin I dumped on here was absolutely tons. There seems to be more resin on the floor than there is the stuff. But this is it's great. It's absolutely great. I'm really pleased with them. So I'm going to take them inside because I've put the heat on, and this is probably going to help them cure quicker. So they're like touch dry at the moment. Even the drippy bits that were on the bottom I think are touch dry as well. So yeah, I'm going to take it indoors, but I'll show one piece at a time. So that's that piece. Okay, it might be hard to see. I can't even see the screen on this. I've got so much resin on this GoPro. It's crazy. Okay, so this is the other piece. You know, I don't know, it is really shiny, so I don't know what you can pick up. But yeah, it looks really good, really good. And the orange that I put in, the white, is gone really marbly, and it's ended up stretching down. So obviously this must have been at a slight angle, and all of it's run all the way down here. And then the blue's dropped off the corner, but then the blue has gone up at this angle, so it's really quite cool. So it's almost diagonal, the whole thing. Now, I will put the middle in. I had to separate the middle at one point, and when I separated it, obviously that might have laid down at a slightly different angle to this, so all of the resin may, I think it has, slightly drifted to one direction, so I don't think this pattern's going to meet up entirely. So it might have been better to resin everything and then cut it afterwards, but you live and you learn. I mean, I have got the resin that's dripped over the edges there, but I'm thinking where I'd cut this wood out, I kind of should have maybe tried to do something with this border to get the resin to actually flow over and stay there, because you can still see bits of wood. So it's not ideal 100%, but it's good. It's good. I've also got, I was picking flies out every like half an hour, and last night at one point there was a leaf that had blown, like quite a big sized leaf had blown and was sitting in a pool of resin here, half buried and half above. So I had to pick it out and get the tweezers and pick it out, and now that looks like it's completely recovered, but there's a bit of stuff here which is now set into the resin, so I'm going to have to kind of try and finish it off in places. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the edges entirely, because you can still see bits of wood, and I did put enough resin on here to flow over. Like there was so much resin I put on here, but obviously it still created gaps here. But this is my first time working with resin, so I'm really happy with this result. So I'm going to get it inside and put it in the boat just to see what it looks like. Right, where I noticed these, they're still rubbery, but they're kind of dry. Like it's not in it, it's all solid, it just needs to go more solid. So what I've managed to do is I softly wriggled this into place where it didn't fit exactly, where the resin was too thick. I've kind of jiggled it into place, and hopefully if I leave it in there, that will push the resin you know, and mould it into shape, and then it will go hard. Now, I don't know how hard. I don't think it will stick to each other just yet because it's cured. I just don't want to rip it out. Yeah, it's cured enough not to break a seal and then stick. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just all really rubbery. So I'll just wiggle it back in slowly, and then it should just automatically press on the areas that it needs to fit. I guess I don't want to put it in and out too much, but then I don't want to leave it in there and it just get permanently in there. Do you know what I mean? I think it'll be okay. I could always knock it from the bottom underneath to get it out, but yeah, that's absolutely perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I'm loving the result of this. Right, there's me taking pictures. So yeah, my mum called me earlier, and I haven't really updated her on anything that I'm doing. And I said, yeah, I've just done this really cool sink. So anyway, so I just took some pictures and sent it to her. And then I realised I just put this on top of this, and it's probably going to got some scratches now because it's not properly cured yet. So I'm actually just going to leave this in here curing until it goes completely solid, and then I'm going to attempt to sand and polish the top. See, I can feel it's rough here where I've just put this down on top of here. I mean, we're 24 hours I think into when I put this on, and it's still not solid yet. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it alone, but knowing me, I will put something by accident on the top of here. I may even crank the heat up tonight in here to help cure it some more. I just keep on touching it. Now, this front bit is amazing. It's like it doesn't even need sanded. It's perfectly level. It's the back bit here. I can feel it if I run my hands over. I can feel it's uneven. Well, I think it's maybe because I got the heat gun out later. Like after it had cured to a certain point, I got the heat gun out later, maybe too late in the day, and went over the back side here. And I think that's it's too solid to put a heat gun on it at that moment, so it's made little pockets. That's what I'm thinking anyway, but all of the front here is absolutely fine. No problems whatsoever.